Look, man, they're not stolen. How many times I gotta tell you? I bought them off Craigslist, man. Yeah, I paid for them, man. I'm telling you, I'm done having this conversation. Dang. Every time I buy some wheels and tires that are used, all my buddies keep saying I stole the wheels. I don't steal wheels. Sure, these wheels might be stolen. You think I'm gonna go to jail? Come on. All right, I'm gonna tell you guys the truth behind buying used wheels. I'm gonna show you the EVO wheels and the real truth behind it. Not just what you see on video, but I'm gonna go and talk about all the imperfections these rims and tires have now that we cleaned everything up, and you'll see the real condition and be the judge for yourself. Were they worth $450? I didn't want to have to show you this, but you guys need to know. So I've been buying used wheels in the used marketplace for quite some time now, and every time I buy something and sell it later on, I do learn something about the market, what to look for when purchasing wheels, when purchasing tires, and I've learned to see the value in this metal piece of artwork or whatever you want to call it. Now, the first thing you want is obviously a wheel that's popular, from sports cars preferably, because anybody who buys a Toyota Corolla or a Camry isn't going to be really looking to swap wheels onto their vehicle. So that wheel that you already bought, if it's coming from a car that's not popular, no one's going to look at it twice. No one's going to have any kind of value for somebody. But Hondas are typically very popular, very mod friendly. A lot of younger guys drive them as older guys, but most of the cars that make it to the top 10 list of most stolen vehicles are Hondas. And not only the vehicles get stolen, but most likely the wheels get stolen from these cars. Honda Civics, Accords, now the new Type R with those 20s, yeah, those things are gonna get stolen quite a bit. So something to consider when you're ever having to buy a car and you just want something daily drivable that's going to be safe. I don't know, watch out. If you live in the city, they want your wheels. But anyway, guys, once you established that and you know that the wheels will fit your car, I like to buy these wheels because I run them on my vehicle for some time typically, or test fit them or mock them up and have some fun with them, or use them as a spare in case I get a flat tire, and then usually I flip them after that. So sometimes, yeah, I buy them, I drive on them for 5,000-10,000 miles, and then I flip them, usually still for a profit, which is a win-win situation for me. Now, let's check out these wheels, guys. They're not perfect, and obviously I knew that when I got into this game, but they have potential. So let's see. Let's check out wheel number 1. And wheel 1 and 2 are going to be one of the worst ones, and I'm not sure how well the GoPro will pick it up, but there is curb rash alongside the whole wheel. Now, it's not a huge curb rash, but it is evident. This is something definitely that would need to be refinished. And in some of these spots, as you can see right here, you can see bubbling under the paint, under the surface, which indicates just wear and tear, probably winter driven and rust building up. So there's a few of those spots. There's one here, there's one here that's bubbling up, there's one over here, and there's some bubbles right over here and over here. So a lot of bubbles, as you can see. The areas where the lug nuts are pretty worn out over there. The paint is scuffed up, and yeah, not the best condition, but the surface of the wheel has a uniform color. I can tell that these were not repainted. These are the original finish, which is always added value when looking for these rims. You don't want something that's been plasti dipped or resprayed, because if it's been resprayed, most likely what's possible is that the wheel was curbed and it was fixed, or it was curbed, cracked. They welded it and then they sprayed it to cover up the crack in the wheel. So that's something you always want to make sure you just get original finish, and then if you want to paint them yourself in the future, you can do that. All right, let's move on to wheel number 2. Hey, what's up, girl? Are you doing the inspection today? Let me know if they pass. So wheel number 2 has the same scenario. You got some curb rash, not as much though. We got some curb rash here, we got some curb rash here, and in a few other spots around the wheel. The inner lug nut areas are also pretty beaten up, rusted out, and you do see some of that bubbling up here on the wheel lip as well. You see some here, you see some over here, but other than that, not too bad. And again, the overall paint on the wheel is good and uniform. Moving on to wheel number 3. Wheel 3 and 4 definitely do not have as much curb rash. This is just very, very light surface scratches around the lip of this wheel. Otherwise, this wheel lip looks pretty good. Not too bad at all. It does have some of that bubbling up here from the rust, but other than that, wheel number 3 looks pretty good for its age. Jumping on to wheel number 4, same thing as 3. Not too much curb rash, very minimal right over here. And this wheel just has a tiny speck of that surface rust right over here, but other than that, this wheel looks good. Now keep in mind, guys, I'm not a EVO fanatic, but I'm pretty sure these came off of years 2008 through maybe 2010. I could be wrong. I'm gonna have it linked. I'm gonna write exactly those years right now under the screen here, but for that year, they're not bad, aside from the curb rash, obviously. Just like the surface of the wheel and its importance, the back of the wheel can hide a lot of hidden damages, so it's very important you guys always make sure the rear are just as good as the front. So going around back, you know, you want to make sure there is no curb rash and cracks, bends alongside the edge of the wheel. You also want to make sure you look on the spokes. Again, a lot of times you will see that these are authentic Mitsubishi wheels. You see the Mitsubishi logo, you see the Mitsubishi stamp, and then the wheel is going to have your specs on it. This one says 18 by 8.5, and right over here it's going to say your offset, which is 38mm offset. That's very important. So all the wheels look fairly consistent. There is no curb rash on the inner lips. All the wheels are OEM, made by, as you can see here, by Ankai. So quality wheel. I always like picking up OEM wheels because OEM wheels have the highest quality. A lot of these aftermarket wheels that you're buying later on that are replicas, they just don't cut it. They crack easily and they don't have the same guidelines when building as OEM manufacturers do. So another wheel, rule number 2, same situation, fairly clean, no cracks or dents. And wheel number 1, same situation. Right over here, there is some dirt right here. I mean, it's kind of like a rubber goo. I'm not exactly sure what this is. Maybe they were plasti dipped at one point and then the plasti dipped was removed. But I'm really pleased with the inner sides of the wheel. And that's as far as we need to know about the wheels themselves. Now let's jump into the tires. Okay, the tires right here are Continental Extreme Contact DWS06 tires. Now, as you can see, the tires have pretty good meat on them. There's plenty of life left on them, and I've ran these tires on my TL Type S wheels that I've had one time, and even in the snow, guys, these things handled really good. Great feedback, great traction in the snow. So this is a quality tire. I'm not sure how much each one would run brand new. I'll put again, the cost of the tire here brand new, but great tire. Now, two things you want to pay attention to when looking at these tires. The first thing is, obviously, you want to make sure they don't have a lot of wear on them. So these have still a lot of tread left on them, but the first thing that I did notice on these tires is the scarring right in the middle of the tire. You see that? I'm not sure if you guys can see it, but there's scratches alongside the tire right here. And every tire, if you look at it, has this, and it's mostly in the middle. Not much where I think it would affect anything as far as balancing of the tire or drivability of the tire, but each wheel, as you can see, in the same area, it has these scratches. So I pointed that out to the seller when I was buying this tire, and I told him, hey man, I'm kind of worried about this, and what's the reason for that? And he pretty much explained his car was slammed, and he was so slammed where the inner body or inner fender was actually rubbing on these tires, and he used to rotate the tires front to back. That's why every single one has some of that rash. But I'm comfortable making this decision. I don't think this will cause a problem. It's not deep enough, and it's not consistent enough throughout the wheel to really throw out balancing or such. So not a big concern. The tires are still overall in really good condition. Now, the next thing I looked at with these tires is, what year were these tires made in? Even though a tire can look nice and beefy, it could be 5, 6, 7 years old because it wasn't driven much on it. Well, you want to make sure you check out this stamp right here on the sidewall of the tire. It's going to be right after it says DOT blah 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 0916. So that means it was made in the 9th week of 2016. So they're only about 3 years old. And the good thing is, every single tire has the same stamp on it. So he bought these tires as a set, and they were installed as a set. That's always good to know, that you have a same set tire and same date, model, year, because it just means that there's nothing fishy going on with the sale. He didn't buy one tire to replace maybe a leaking tire. Everything is nice and consistent, so it's very important. One time I had tires that were about 6 years old, but they looked brand new. They still had a ton of tread left, but the buyer came. He was an uneducated buyer. He gave me my full asking price for some old tires. So you guys want to make sure you guys watch out and consider that when purchasing a used set of tires. And always, guys, make sure you fill up your tires. For these tires, I filled them up all to 40 psi, and we've given them about a week and a half to just settle and stay in place, and we checked them back today and they're all at 40 psi. So that means the tires, the bead, and how everything is sealed is nice and good. There's no problems with it, so the future buyer doesn't have to worry about that. And because I know the condition of them, I can ask for more money because I know they're in fairly good condition. Alright guys, well, thanks for watching this video. If you appreciate any of this information, don't forget to smash the like button. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button. And let me know, what do you guys think I should do with these wheels? Should we paint them? Should we fix all these imperfections? The thing about these wheels is there's so many spokes on them. It's going to be really a pain to sand everything and paint everything. But we'll see where we go. The wheels are for sale right now. I am asking $750 for them, which is a nice profit, but I'm willing to negotiate, obviously, and sell them for the right price. So thanks for watching again, and I'll see you on the next episode. And remember, guys, do things that make you feel like a kid again. Hello? Yeah, hey, yeah, I still got the wheels for sale. Yeah, the EVO 10s, you know it. What? I'm asking 750. Too high. $200 each one, maybe. Man, you know what? Stop. Don't call me, man. I'ma block your ass right now, man. Go find some STI wheels or something, man. Peace.
I ain't here for the money, I ain't here for the fame. Though it might be nice to own a jet plane, I'ma do it all for you. Come along and see it's true, but the world is pretty cold. You might need a sweater too. I'ma put a ride on ya. Kid from California, trying to make it in life. In school they never taught ya.